Hello, everyone. I'm Jamie Price. Welcome to the September energies. And of course, I focus on the mental and emotional details of ascension so that we are shifting our inner resonance and becoming genuinely empowered. And that is what it takes to navigate these really intense times of change. And we have a lot unfolding over these next couple of months. And I'm actually excited about what's building. And now is a great time to subscribe to the newsletter because it's easier for me to release information there. But let's get into the energies. And the overall ascension energies of the year are freeing your heart, meaning it's important to have a light heart. Maat came up in last month's light language transmission. Have a lot of positive focus, detached compassion, and that empowered sovereignty in your inner realm so that you're able to direct your most powerful electromagnetic field, your heart, into your life, into this world, freeing your heart, light worker. And of course, that means not patterns of avoidance, not controlling things that are outside of your control or they should be outside of your control. That always fails, if not immediately, at least over time. And that focus on the mental and emotional aspects prepares you for all of this intense change that we're going through. And I'm going to give you the September energies and then actually go back just a little bit so we can observe the progression since June that is actually building into a shift sometimes around November. And as always, those shifts are energetic and they are a step on the path, not the destination. So don't wait for something big to happen so that then you can focus. Your work as a light worker, continue to nurture your heart-mind unification, your expansion into your wholeness, so that your loving energy is impacting this world that's going through so much change. And that can take a lot of focus and awareness to not get swept into disempowerment narratives or the energies, the challenges that are going on around you or others that are around you. And to facilitate this, the September energies to help you free your heart into this world are joyful heart. And I got to tell you, when Ariane first showed me these, I was in the midst of a lot of August bold heart change, and I was not that excited. But as they continued and time passed and I relaxed, then unrelaxed, relaxed again, you know how this time is, then I was actually excited about this progression that we're moving into. And joy is a spectrum of experience. So it might be the quiet, more peaceful joy. It might be excited joy that's more externalized, more exuberant. Maybe it just means being appreciative. And with all of this intensity, it might mean being hopeful, being able to find and hold and nurture your hope as the world is going through so much change. You're one who works with the subtle, the unformed potentials, and joy might just be the understanding that the challenges that we're going through are a path of strengthening and a path that creates more clarity, more conscious choice, a new way of being in this world. And holding that compassion throughout challenge, because that's what you truly are. You're a compassionate, loving being. And you may have emotional ups and downs through that as some of those authentic emotions come up to be transformed, to clarify you. But that joyful heart is open to the moment, fully engaged in the present. And this is key to holding that nurturing space within you so that you're working with your light of love. And that takes focus, patience. We worked on those earlier in the year, and it might feel like some of yours wore out. But being joyful is not always easy. And in that spectrum of joy, sometimes you, light worker, are holding that silent knowing that there are positive potentials within every experience, and they might not manifest immediately. They might not manifest first, may not be obvious, but even if it doesn't feel joyful in the moment, when you're able to have that detached compassion within, therefore for yourself and for whatever experience, situation, what other others you are interacting with, you're aligning with those potentials more easily and holding the resonance of that potential. And then that critical mass builds. And since June, we have been building strongly towards not only the September energies, that joyful heart coming into your life, but this major integration that's been occurring and will continue over the next few months. Didn't just start now, obviously, but June was really a turning point in this year. And those energies were the reflection, like looking in a mirror and really coming face to face with how you're focusing your creative energies, how you're responding to life, and how you're nurturing yourself, nurturing others, using your life force. And then the July energies, sacred self, brought us even deeper. There was a lot of refinement work going on in July, getting deeper into loving the self and therefore experiencing life through that lens of love. So a lot of releasing old pain, trauma, misperceptions that inhibit that freeing your heart into your life. And a lot of intensity there, some throughout August as well, as that beautiful Lionsgate energy bridged us into August. And that energies of August, bold heart, was the lion's heart, courage to roar, to protect, to rely on the pride, the support group that co-creates along with you, and may not always be obvious, but those other light workers, some aren't even conscious that they're light workers, but those that understand the natural evolution that we're experiencing and playing their part of nurturer or maybe strengthener in a moment. And the Lion's Gate brought a lot of integration around some ancient Atlantean and Egyptian energies. I already mentioned Ma'at came up in last month's light language transmission, balancing the heart against a feather so that you're having that light heart that takes bold courage in this world. And this is rebalancing the masculine and feminine energetic that has reached another tipping point, another influx of energy around that. And those of you on my newsletter, I mentioned when the nova exploded in Ophiuchus, that 13th sign of the zodiac, I actually got a message, and I didn't even know that was occurring, that now we are moving into a stronger energy of balancing the feminine energetic, which is in every single one of us. We are all created with masculine, feminine energy. And that feminine energetic of following the intuition, nurturing things, more community, more connection. Not that it's already balanced. The scales are continuing to tip, and this occurs over time. So I'll be releasing a lot of information that's been coming up, things, even memories from the past around Egypt, as I am guided to show you how those energies are shifting. And it can be quite unsettling as it goes back and forth. And you're having to discern in your life the things that are coming up for clearing, how to focus your energy, how to step back from disempowerment narratives so that your life force is maintaining your connection, your focus on your joyful heart flowing into your life and into this world, even though it has those ups and downs. And many years ago, I did a past life regression, and in between the information streams of certain lives, I asked the question, what is my purpose? And I immediately received a clear, definitive answer: to find joy in every moment. And, the answer wasn't to feel joy in every moment. This is the physical realm. But that is something that builds and becomes that new set point, that new foundation as you develop the skill to find joy in every experience all along that spectrum. And sometimes it is just the appreciation that, oh, I'm moving through a challenge. I'm going to be stronger on the other end of this. Or sometimes for me, it's been, oh, I understand the process of release, and I know that this time also passes, this too shall pass. So to find joy in every minute, every moment means to discover your own timeless perspective that navigates the present moment and the future and the past as the malleable perspectives that they truly are, so that your resonance is changing into a more coherent vibrational flow of positive potentials that is keeping you fully engaged in the present where your full power really is, and affecting the subtle past and future. And your joyful heart is that warmth within the crucible of change that reminds you that you are an infinite, timeless, capable being in the experience of time. And it is time for change. You can change with fear, anger, pain leading, feeling powerless as you give your heart's focus to disempowerment narratives. Or you can find joy in every experience, which might mean finding a potential that you have no guarantees of manifestation, but that potential feels more attuned to the love that you are rather than the fear that's here. And that changes your resonance and helps you be able to hold that manifestation path. And this is the integration of June, July, August, coming into action in September. And the most important part of your ascension, your inner action of nurturing love, holding that space within you that knows all is well and it's changing because of you. In September, I will be teaching Learning Light Language online for the final time this year. And of course, my class is an in-depth support through the process of opening to light language. And feeling this expansive communication is really powerful, especially for these times, because it bridges your linear experience to the non-linear, and it connects you with that loving universal flow. So I hope you'll join me for the final class this year. And I will be doing a Lyran Perspective teleclass also. And the August Bold Heart channeling felt like such a perfect building on July's Sacred Self, because Ariane spoke about every action being a bold action, that this earth experience isn't easy. And because you're here, you have already made a bold choice, because you are choosing to love when it's not always easy. You've made a bold choice, and you are willing to hold that space of potential within that supports that positive future for humanity. And you doing that is a bold choice. And that's refusing to let those that want to pull your life force and into their disempowerment narrative or control. You've made a bold choice. It's not always easy. And when you recognize that you're bold, you build appreciation and clearer safety within yourself as the subconscious fears are arising for transformation, and that letting go of control actually gets transformed into a new strength. So it was really powerful channeling. I will also be doing a monthly energies teleclass in September, building on that bold heart so that your joyful heart can flow more easily into your life. And with all of the changes that we are going through as a collective, definitely navigating that so that you're being able to maintain your focus in the present and trusting those impulses of your inner self and your infinite self, that life is working with you and for you. That is really necessary in these times, and building that empowerment so that the loving ones are boldly living their lives. So if you are interested in any of those classes, please visit my website, jamieprice.com. Now, before we talk about the light language, I want to share the vision that I had for September. It was very simple, and then I'll tie it into the light language. I was shown the right brain lighting up, just shown these bursts of light as neurons fired. And I was feeling this sense of like an aha moment that comes with that, and that burst of creativity and that cascade of chemicals that support your creative flow instead of that stress hormone that reinforces that fear and battle. And that's what a joyful heart does. It opens you to new creativity, less fight, flight, or freeze. And I felt movement in the throat and the heart chakras, but the focus was really on the brain. And this is where it's important to have that heart-mind unity that supports your brain, your mechanism of navigating the physical realm of separation so that it can follow your heart, so that it can give path to your heart into the physical realm. And the light language really supported this. And during the light language transmission, I was shown sacred geometries throughout the head. And I felt that throat chakra opening, which has been moving a lot since last year. And I was also feeling that energy of Egypt. It wasn't as specific as August's Ma'at that I saw, but just this immense sense of the goddess energy integrating. And that brings our magnetic force online in greater intensity. So upping that personal responsibility on your resonance so that what you are drawing to you is aligned with the positive potentials that you want to create, holding your wise joy like the positive proton in the nucleus of an atom. And that magnetizes, pulls, it nurtures that new future. And of course, that's with being fully present and nurtures that present moment as well. Now, for this month's focus to support your joyful heart touching a positive potential, no matter what's occurring, and nurturing that within yourself, simple focus for this month is one I've used for a very long time. All is well and changing. And I know it won't always feel like all is well, like all is what you want to be experiencing. It's your work to illuminate the potential of positive change that can result from the present situation because of your joyful heart. Letting that light work as a beacon to align your powerful life force attention, your awareness, that first pillar of ascension, with the evolution of love within the totality of the human experience. And it won't always look like that. But being that joyful heart, even when others are doing the opposite, bold choice. Being that joyful heart, even when you have no guarantees or you're feeling scared, uncomfortable, all is well and changing. That's what it's like in the physical realm. Being the change you want to see in the world. So I recommend you repeat this daily, multiple times a day in your quiet moments that feel a little easier and in your moments of tension, change, the discomfort of creativity. So just taking a nice relaxing breath All is well and changing. All is well and changing. Letting your bold and your joyful heart lead your life and change the human experience. I hope you have a joyful September and enjoy the light language.
Kan redat bratsiach. Brem mnan nero horktet at derut urbdel renensen shakrodat. Kanam bra rit ektieret oaka. Gen nere torodet seat shurumda. Brer knem brarok okwa. Kal grind nem brodet seat grod ninda rut. Ne urstal rumdarut oknum. Dena hanker krear ut sta. Sucharaptan. Nes gro a sha. Mnoret branda kashayarut urabsanshat. Nan hatieret krel ermda eret. Nen herut ut usastayramtan knende kra orat brailer a stayarut utsu. Bra kinda inni orot sochand. Bran neno urabdel el rostot atsicheknam. Bra dena akrayot ua. Se ore mdel rene etsichekrurum mnena reot ur atsachakra. Yet sancharat akaima. Saya shurat. Hamder akrayorud anatsar ala starut unum. Kaner at sucham darut ukrorat. Karal ranan sharat sucham naya. Uret gram bred anan sharat siet urut ua. Ke urut al rumdar knema. Horma krienda. Urut henne iitsu. Hormba. Nen such brar kora kal grindat jarat zanen shurt imnimdot okurat ka not such a krayadat ya werm randat ikrend sucharat kral ronda nam ored anor ratsan chakrirat il ruma ka Enne orum daratan sutsum. Anorak grairat gral ramja dan oribnan et urut suchakriet et yarud dal grine tier dupit sanchat grand grairund am. Sha grandat iam. Mramdat an suchut okra grim herinend durut al irincharat sekcham hormden anant ananda kror kar granda him rend urmbet an such tinda aurt mna koran kral harum stanut sum kind ka when such kayet sans shum aptia koranda hand gal ramdand san chaktiat saya shand